It's always good to check in with the question, what am I doing? And why am I here? And what do I want? I was contemplating how much more advanced are we than the fly? Anyone ever find themselves attracted to shiny lights? And they kind of just sit around, bang their head against. It doesn't give any satisfaction. And you kind of forget about other people, the world, difficulties, relieving other people's suffering. And you're attracted by shiny lights and bang your head against it. And then you die. Does anyone feel they can relate to this? So, like, to be a human being, hopefully maybe we have aspirations to reach the divine. So it's good to kind of define what it means to be a human. To be a human is to be able to sit with people and listen to them without any agenda on your part, such as, what do they think about me? Do they like me? If I say this, will it impress them? I don't know if they like me. Should I talk about things that they like? And if I do, will they like me? And trying to convince people to like you. And engaging in conversations like where you wait for them to finish to say something where you want to talk about your thing, but mainly either hopes that they'll like you or fears that they don't like you. So a human being sits with someone and listens to them, for them, and to love them, for example. A human being gives love to the world, spends their time helping, giving love. So all day, like if you're with people, then all day thinking, how can I help them? How can I love them? How can I relieve their suffering? And it's joyful when they see someone. Joyful when they see the garden. A human being wants to share what they have. Yeah? The human being, they want to share, they want to give. It shows kindness. Content. To wait for things. But essentially, it's that sense of kind of wanting to give love, to help people. An animal kind of lives in fear. Not fear. Of acquiring food. Acquiring the food. Protecting the tribe. Uncontrolled lust. Yeah. When an animal's in heat. Right? It's probably, if you've got a dog, they're on your leg. They're on your leg. And you have to bat them off and they'll try and figure out a way to get back onto your leg. Uncontrolled desire. You got a cat, they are nice to you so they can get food, right? This desire. If you found yourself being nice to people so you can get something from them, You ever found yourself just being nice to people so you can get sex from someone? Like the animal mind's really jealous of other people when they're happy. It's a really kind of low state of consciousness. It's like, it doesn't like it when someone else is getting something. Like spiritual realizations. Yeah. It's good to sort of like, if you decide to impute spiritual community and you go somewhere and they decided to impute spiritual community, and you just watch and see if, instead of getting jealous about who's got the best car, you get jealous about who's got the highest position, who's got what seems to be realizations, and you're internally jealous. The desiring, kind of greedy, just wanting more, kind of insecure, pained mind is not a human. It's not the human level of consciousness. So maybe, take a wild guess, it's actually like, although it's nice to speak about kind of lofty stuff, about the divine God, maybe we're still trying to be a human. To get to that stage where we're conscious of what's going on in our mind. And when a desire arises, a delusion arises, gluttony, greed, anger, and jealousy, we can control it. And it's no small thing. It is a small thing. Relative to divine masters, it's a small thing. But from the kind of culture that we see ourselves in, it's no small thing to be a human. To be a human is to be balanced in your physicality, your emotional state, your intellect, balanced by the conscious awareness. You're self-aware. To be not self-aware is to fall into jealousy, fall into insecurity, fall into anger, fall into desire, like, I've got to get more, I've got to get more, I've got people to like me, I've got to get this, I've got to get money, I've got to get security. Like constant desire. And it's like all these different multiple personalities, right? It's like 1 minute we may be like meditating and think we're Jesus. It's great. Hopefully if maybe I've had that experience, it's like, wow. Yeah. The next minute you're like, you worry about who likes you. Just total fear, right? Total fear. Insecurity. We immediately lose even the awareness of being human. So when we're doing the work, then we want to have that unbelievable joy to enter the ranks of a human being, self-aware, balanced. So, same to Rahima, it's very important, like when we studied the Enneagram, this is showing you where we're imbalanced. I don't think people can stop themselves. I've noticed people can't stop themselves thinking that their Enneagram type is who they are. Your Enneagram type is not who you are. It's good to remember. It's showing you where you are. When life pushes you, you'll immediately go off balance this way. It's just kind of like a doctor saying you're always leaning on your right, and you're not aware of it. And so when you get pushed, you go this way because you lean in here, and something pushes you, you go that way. You go, nah, I'm a right-hand leaner. That's like what you're saying, psychology. I'm a right-hand leaner. That's what I am. It's like, no, it's just that's your habit that makes you imbalanced. And the point of it being shown to you is, this is how I'm going to balance it up. So if you're really in your mind all the time, that's your go-to imbalance, like you lose self-awareness, right? I mean, we all do that, right? Got a strong attachment to the mind. Instead of being kind, you just go to your mind, your desire for protection and security. And you're off balance. You're no longer a human, you're just hope and fear. Then you need to be in your body. You need to be in your heart. You need to open up. If you're in a situation and your off balance is to immediately just be overcome by emotion, and you just go with that emotion. You need to learn how to control the mind, how to be embodied. Yeah. It's not who you are. It's the opposite meaning. This is Gurdjieff's point was, this is our buffer zone, where we have a protection to face, where we don't face reality, and we just get caught in the film of our own mind, and we see things through the projection of our mind. We don't see people. We see conditioned awareness. And we see people through that filter of either desire, jealousy, anger. And to be balanced, to be self-aware, this is our goal. At the moment, probably, right? If you're already in that space where you're just aware and balanced, you're not, when life throws something at you, you don't immediately go into fear, panic, distress, the mind, or strong emotions come up, and you just, that's how you interpret it, it's through that emotion. Or you go into your kind of instinctual sensations and you think that maybe you can share after how rare it is. I don't mean to meet someone who's enlightened, like someone who can like manifest another human form on the other side of the universe and do Hajj with other people in the group. I don't mean that. Someone who's balanced, they're emotionally stable, they're intellectually stable, they're like in their body, a human. Yeah, they've got a center. It's where like things come up, things move on, things come up, things move on. They're not operating from like jealousy. Yeah. No, they're not trying to deceive you. And they're not too concerned about whether you like them or not. That's not why they're engaging in conversation, to get, you say, to get people to like you. So every now and then it's good to check in to see kind of where we're at, if we've been overrun by our mind, by our emotions, by anything that kind of instinctually arises in the body. And it just kind of, it's very important to understand the mess people are in, like in the world. Like it's a serious mess, right? Well, I'd say the projected world that we see a lot through this technology. And people can be really let's say, off balance. So you can share after how many balanced people you meet in your life. People are just really solid. If an emotion comes up, they're not crushed. Yeah. You crush when you get the brown envelope? Anybody? What happens to your mind when the brown envelope arises from the government? And then you spiral. So we want them to be, because we can't underestimate the importance, basically, to be self-aware. And what we're talking about here, which I meant before, is what we call mindfulness. Yeah, self-awareness. Of course, when we've got that kind of, when we once become a human, yeah, balanced, self-aware, we know our, I love this word, we know our laboratory. We know what's going on inside it. We can start to look at the one who can see that. Then we start moving into Mahamudra. You can't move into Mahamudra, Dzogchen, until this is calmed down. Until we're a human being. You can't go from the animal realm to the God realm. On easier terms to understand. Yeah. An animalistic consciousness, a low consciousness, is constantly jealous, constantly afraid, constantly worried, constantly angry, constantly upset, constantly impatient, constantly stressed, constantly trying to get money, desire, 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 desire. This has to be, and you have to be self-aware. And the work, that's the work, to see that. And we can see how that's really difficult. Anyway, unless you find that easy. Never find that easy. It's nice to the practices, like we do zikr. It's nice to have an experience, like you get some feelings and stuff, but that's not the work, right? The real work is becoming self-aware of how your moods are rising and coming about, and then we deal with this ego. One of the practices that we want to do, the main thing we're trying to overcome is this ego. It's the cause of all our suffering. All the things that we've tried have failed. Desire never ends. You get one thing, then you want something else. It never just comes to a stop point. There's only one way to come to a stop point, and that's consciousness. So it's every now and again. So I was reminded recently, all the teachings that we'll move into, like next term, the Tantra. These was kept secret for thousands of years. People really had to work on it, struggle to maintain it, the tradition, put them into practice, keep it. People would be beheaded for these teachings. And if people revealed them, they would also be punished severely, But there's a whole, you go into the lineages of the teachings, you read them, it's really rare, really profound. They'd only be given to handfuls of disciples. Now it's all open. So it's just important to remember not to take it for granted. Because it's easily accessible, and we can see online that people take it just like it's knowledge like any other information. It's like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that's becoming a Buddha. Oh yeah, that's self-awareness. Oh yeah, I'm self-aware. It's very cheap. From what I described, possibly you might feel you're not human yet. Possibly. Or you see, you're coming in and out. And to understand the depth of the teaching, the profundity of it, and the meaning of life comes from our own mind. And a desirous, distracted mind is never satisfied by 10 million things. And this is like symbolized by the internet, right? Just next thing, doing 5 things at once, next thing. And we have to cultivate within ourselves the understanding that God is present in this moment. And that's quite a thing to you have to in a way, create it. You have to create the sense of gratitude and the ability to penetrate life and see what's valuable. The only way to do that, again, is to remove desire, remove delusion, remove jealousy. So, although it's not easy, you can try and tell me something that's more worthwhile. And then we feel great, tremendous gratitude that we can have the teachings. And we're on the path to be a human. And then, we say, to be a God. And then, to be a Buddha. So to be a Buddha, it's always good to, though sometimes it may seem quite out of reach. To be a Buddha is to remove the self completely and completely have the power of God. Moving through you. There's a handful of people that happens to. You understand? Imagine God give you that some power now. What would you do with it? So naturally, what you wish for would manifest. Would anybody be happy with that power just now? What you wished for, so what you think would manifest. Do you think that would be good to have that just now? You would all be dead. You just would look. Someone would just be flying out the door, right? You're annoying me. I wish they were out. You'd be like. You understand, like, the purity of the mind that is completely Christified, like the worthiness. And so we want to be a human. And so when we retreat here, we want to be a human.